And it's working. Thank you, Lord, for technology on a rainy Monday morning. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
How you
This is
doing,
the part
Jody?
where we stall and drink coffee. Now,
Yeah.
There you go.
people might not realize because we were given this information prior to going live, but Chad, you have 2 cups of coffee going. Is that right?
Mhm.
You are
It's
double
true.
fisting on a Monday
You can
morning.
never run out of coffee. Yeah.
How can you tell it's the busiest time of year for the Salvation Army? They drink
That's
two
right.
cups of coffee at once. That's how. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a Monday morning. We all just need that little extra oomph to get going,
Yeah.
especially on a snowy one or drizzly. I don't know. I'm in my basement, so I don't really know what it looks like outside.
Yeah. Well, it's November, so it really looks like it probably should look like outside, maybe, but
Hmm.
we've been blessed with such beautiful weather. It's hard to
Mhm.
want
Hmm.
it to come. I don't know about
Well,
you.
we went out for a walk this morning at 7, and it was beautiful out. I mean, there was a little bit of snow on the ground, but the temperature, I mean, we're pretty blessed
Yeah.
this time of
Hmm.
year.
Don't drive Highway 1 to British Columbia today. That's my public service announcement. I was looking on Twitter this morning and they've got so much snow and people
I
have been
know.
stuck on the highway for quite some time. So it's not beautiful out there at the moment. So it's a stay home kind of day,
Hmm.
Yes.
which is good. We're going to talk about in a moment ways that people can get out and get into the community here. But I'm really excited to have the two of you come hang out with us this morning. So thank you for that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
the invite.
Looks like the gang's all checking in. Oh, look, someone's like, oh, perfect. I want to know about the Kettle campaign and how to sign up. Like,
Oh,
boom.
this is wonderful.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Wonderful.
Kelly, good morning, Sue. Good morning, Angie. So, welcome to Virtual Coffee Club. This is our place of community and connection. Today, we have 2 members of the Foothills Salvation Army joining us. We have Lieutenant Chad Cole, and of course, Krista Barkley is here from the Kettle campaign. And it's the 15th of November, friends. Does that seem surprising to you as it does to me?
Came quick.
Yes.
Now,
Mm.
without a doubt, you and your team, Chad, have been planning for quite some time for this time of year because it ends up being one of the busiest times of year for
Hmm.
your organization. And I think, obviously, over the past couple of years, with all of the things that have been happening in community around the pandemic, the Salvation Army has been an integral key member to keeping our community connected and keeping, I know in the community we live in, for sure, it's keeping our community fed and keeping
Hmm.
people together because it's been a bit of a go. Could we say that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it has. Yeah. And throughout it all, since the start of COVID, what's it been, 21 months or so, the food bank was only closed one day for a deep clean by a professional company near the beginning. Other than that, we've been operating full time.
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you to the Salvation Army for being someone who's helping keeping people going through this time because it's hit people in a number of different ways and you have supports on a number of different levels. So, just a huge thank you to the Salvation Army for that, especially in our community. I've seen the work that you've been doing and we are
Mm.
so grateful.
Yeah. Well, we consider it a privilege to be able to serve in our community this way, that people would trust us with their hard-earned money so that we can use it to help and give hope to others. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're grateful for the support and the ability that we can do this.
Well, and I've got over the years, I think I've had the privilege myself of being able to connect with and have conversations with many members of the Salvation Army. And I got to work alongside your team a couple of years ago and just learn a little bit more about what you do. And I always get really excited then to share that outward, which
Mm.
is one of the reasons I wanted to have you come chat on Coffee Club, is that when it comes to the Kettle campaign, so if anybody's not familiar, because we have, well, I mean, you guys are a global charity and we have people that
Mm.
watch from all over the world. But the Kettle campaign is when you see volunteers ringing bells and there's like I don't know, it kind of looks like a spaceship of money that
There you go.
Nice.
people donate. And this Kettle campaign is the only public appeal. It's the only
Mm.
fundraising effort that the Salvation Army does on its own. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. Throughout the year, at least in Canada, I can speak for. This 6-week Kettle campaign is the only public appeal for funding in all of the year. And so last year, we got shut down early with Kettles. But just for sake of argument, I looked the numbers up. We've raised $13,026.25 last year. Our goal was $110,000. Every other year, we've been able to surpass that goal and break it, and so we've been ecstatic about that. But last year, after just a week and how long was it, Krista? 2 weeks, something like that.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, COVID kind of came back in another wave right near December, and so it forced us to cancel the campaign. So yeah, we only raised $13,026. So this year, we're really hoping to make up for some lost time, and we're counting on a successful campaign this year.
Well, and I think interesting too is that the Kettle campaign ultimately, because it's your only, yes, we know there's support from the community to the Salvation Army year round, but this is ultimately your only fundraising campaign. So a lot of the programming and the pieces that keep the Salvation Army running in communities comes from this campaign. So it's really, really important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this 6-week campaign in most years funds our family services department for 6 months. So the remainder of the time is funded primarily through our generous community who continues to donate throughout the year without us prompting, and so that we're just incredibly fortunate to have those relationships. I guess that's what happens after being in High River for 115 years or more. But then the other big one is our food bank or our thrift store. By donating clothes, you are putting food on someone's table, because all of the revenue generated from our thrift store is what pumps into family services.
Yeah, which is amazing. So it comes to that time of year that the Kettle campaign officially kicks off this week. And Krista, you are back running the helm of the Kettle campaign, and excited that you're probably looking for some helpers, I would guess.
Absolutely. We really need some help. The level of volunteers has dropped significantly compared to last year. So just trying to get the word out, and people can contact me. I don't know if it's best for me to just type that information into the chat, but
we can put it up.
I'm available pretty much 24 hours a day right now for scheduling. So yeah.
There you go.
All right.
When you can't sleep at night and you want to know what to do the next day, call Krista.
Yeah. So what's the easiest way, Krista? I'm going to type it into on the bottom of the window here too.
Okay, well, I'll give you my phone number.
Okay.
403
Yep.
652 2195 extension 8. And that goes directly to my cell phone. And my email address is krista.barkley@salvationarmy.ca. So with that, I have links to every location that people can sign up. I can email them out for if they want just Okotoks or if they want just High River. So I've got every location broken down into its own sign-up sheet. And so people can do that at home at any time. But I do need to email it to them. So.
Well, and if people are ever wondering, it is honestly probably, I'm going to say this, the easiest volunteer shift you will ever do for anything. Like, you stand there and you ring some bells and you smile at people and you wish people a Merry Christmas. Like, that's it. That's all you got to do for 2 hours. It's the simplest thing you can do, but honest to goodness will give the most impact. Like, this gives an incredible amount of impact back into the community. And if you're somebody who hasn't seen some faces in your community for a while, you will get to see all the people. Like, it makes you feel so good.
Yeah, it's a real feel-good thing. And also this year, we do have a restriction on how many people per kettle. So it is just 2 maximum per kettle. And all of our volunteers must be fully vaccinated and provide a QR code.
Right.
So that's pretty
the
much
world starting today. So we get that 100%.
Yeah.
And so again, it's another one of those things that I like to throw out that, you and a friend, the fact that you can do it with 2 people, you and a child in your home. You could make it a date night if you wanted. Like, I don't know, going on a date where you get to do charity work. That's pretty freaking awesome. So you could throw it out there and try that too. And it's just a really easy way to give something back to the community over the holidays. And then you could do it more than once, because once you've done it once, you might as well switch up the locations a little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Yeah, and we've got 6 locations to choose from in the Foothills County. And if you're watching online, I mean, the local Salvation Army, wherever you are, because we're in 134 countries. So chances are there's a Salvation Army near you that has a kettle campaign.
Yeah, I think we could have some fun with it. And then here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking would be fun this year. We could do like a fun show us your kettle face. So when you're volunteering, you take that fun selfie of you at the kettles or you and your kettle partner, and you post it on social media and tag the Salvation Army in the Foothills and have some fun spreading the cheer. Show us your kettle face.
Yeah, we used to always go as a family. So last year was the first time that we didn't. And so like we'd bring our kids and dress them up in like little Christmas sweaters and that sort of thing and go sing a carol or two on the kettles. Like it's just a good time.
I know you weren't here the year, I think but there was a group of it. We did like a full dance routine to a Mariah Carey Christmas song inside the grocery store. I will probably never do that again, FYI, but we dressed in costume and we did a dance routine. That's how much I love the Kettle campaign.
Wow.
That's ambitious.
Yeah, it was.
That's great. Now, how do we get that going again?
I don't know. Well, I would never do it alone. I'd need more people. So we might have to wait till next year when we can have a group. But
that's true. That's true.
I'm not as brave by myself, but I think it would be good. So kettles do they run all week long? Like how many shifts do we need to fill here?
Well, they're Monday to Saturday, and they're 2-hour shifts. So they start at 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and then 6 until about 7:30.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a few there. Yeah.
There's quite a few. Yeah. And so what I'm trying to focus on now is, building up the weekends. If anyone's available for Fridays and Saturdays, I think those are the best days. If we can't fill them all, we got to try to fill the busy days. So as much as possible.
The goal would be have enough volunteers so that we can fully staff every kettle from Monday to Saturday. But that might not be our reality this year just because of the way it is right now. So we're trying to work backwards from Saturday. So we're going to fill as much as we can because as we get closer to the weekend, it gets busier and we want to target those times.
Yeah. And it goes all the way up to like the week of Christmas, does it not?
Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, again, this is a really great opportunity to get your family involved. And if you've got multiple family members, you just divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm. And, make it a competition between family. I don't know if you want to.
I like that's where I was going with that. You and I, when our brains get
together. Can mom raise more than dad? Yeah.
Well, and maybe, you could even make it as fun as maybe you connect with your neighbors on your street and you see how many people in your neighborhood would also volunteer to do it. And then maybe neighborhoods versus neighborhoods could have some fun. Like our street on whatever your street name is going to challenge the street across, and we're going to see which one of us can do the most amount of hours or whatever it is. You can really have some fun with making it just more fun. A little bit of competition can sometimes go a long way. You could challenge other, maybe you're a part of a church group or a service club or your book club, whatever that looks like. Maybe you guys challenge each other or challenge other groups in your community to do the same thing. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we even spoke about that, Krista and I, a little bit about approaching the different service clubs to set it up as an organized competition. So we'll see. That there's still time for that to happen.
Yeah.
Yes, there is still time. Unfortunately, some of the clubs, like 4-H, for example, a lot of their members are under the age of 12. So that does limit the amount of volunteers that I have coming from certain clubs. They're younger, but I have yet to hear back from the Rotary folks. They have the links, and I'm sure they'll pull through here.
Well,
Some cool days.
COVID creates continued challenges for this to go off in ways that we have to get a little bit more creative with it. So there's ways to do that. And we know that high school kids are looking for volunteer hours. So we'll remind them of that. Kelly has a question for you. She says, do you pair up with someone, or is it that you're on your own for the 2 hours?
Either or. You can bring a friend, or if you're just by yourself, that's fine too.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So again, Krista's phone number and email is on the screen. If you want, you can send, even if you've got questions about what you have to do when you're there. Maybe you want a little bit more information. Maybe you're feeling a little bit shy about that. I know that if from doing it in the past, I've volunteered just about every year for the last several to come out and do a kettle shift. Someone is usually there before you and is usually there after you. So you don't have to really worry about, oh, well, I have to take care of all of this money or do these things. You guys have support systems in place. It's honestly, you're showing up to ring bells and smile and just encourage kindness and giving in your community. And some people will give when you walk by, and some people are just there because they need that smile from you that day. And that's a pretty cool way to be called to serve your community, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And then what else is going on Salvation Army wise while we got you here? Is there a toy drive this year? What else is happening?
There is, yeah. So this week is our Kettle kickoff. Last week was our Christmas hamper kickoff. So our Christmas hamper program is already up and running. We were partnering with Co-op on Saturday, the local Co-op grocery store, Co-op Montrose. And they did a Stuff the F-150 for us, a food and toy drive. And essentially, the Christmas registration is up now, and we are there to help provide toys or a dedicated resources for food for a Christmas Eve special family dinner. And that's available to anyone within the Foothills County. And so last year we served 876 people, and we're expecting to serve that many or more this year. So the Christmas campaign is already up and running. Registration is open. If you know of anybody, just let them know. They can call the same phone number, just extension 9 is for Christmas hampers.
Perfect. Well, up and running and having
some fun. Yeah, the food drive was a success.
Yeah, which is awesome. When it comes to the toy drive, Chad, is there age groups and things that you kind of are always sort of looking for every year that we could give a shout out if people are
it's a little too early. Yeah, and it's a little too early to tell what we're going to really need. But as registrations roll in, we'll know. But year to year, it seems like teenagers are often the hardest hit party. That 14 to 19 that are living at home, and they are often overlooked because a lot of people find the excitement in looking at the toys for the children and that sort of thing. But yeah, the teenagers and even infants from like 0 to 2, that kind of age group, not as missed as the teenagers, but we don't get as many toys as that 4 to 8 age range.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, and the only qualifier is make sure they're new and unwrapped toys.
Right. That's the key. It's hard not to wrap them because you get so excited.
That's right. Well, we're actually partnering with another service group too, that our delivery days are the Thursday and Friday of December. Where'd that go? 16 and 17.
Yeah.
And on December 18th, the Saturday, there's a service group. I forget their name at the moment, but they're operating in High River and I believe Okotoks as well, but definitely High River to wrap toys for families.
Awesome.
So you can pick up our toys for free, go to them, and they'll help you wrap it.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love when community comes together. Well, maybe we'll have to check in with you again in a couple of weeks and see if there's some needs that you are seeing from who's registering for those hampers, if there's any other call outs that we can do to let people know and remind people of kettle shifts for sure. We'd love to have you come back on and chat with us again.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm here anytime because I'm stuck in my basement. So
Yeah. Or just anyone put me on a show. Anyone.
that's right. Get me out of my basement.
Yeah. That's perfect. Well, we can do that. And again, contact Krista. The info is right here. Sign up for a Kettle campaign. It's an opportunity. And I think too, like this would be a cool way. Call me crazy. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but just as you would like, say if you were going to meet a friend for coffee or you were going to meet a friend for a visit over the holiday season, why don't you meet and do a kettle shift? And then you get to visit for 2 hours and help the community at the same time.
Exactly.
There you go. That's
Right?
an efficient
Challenge
right
for
there.
you. Now I've got some ideas rolling. I'm going to have to. I got some
That
ideas.
coffee's
Chad.
really doing its job now, is it?
I got more ideas, Chad. I'm going to be in touch. But I appreciate again so much for the two of you to jump on and have coffee with us this morning. Thank you for the things that you're doing in the community. And hopefully we can fill up those kettle shifts. Not only just here in the Foothills, of course, we've been talking about this morning, but where, like Lieutenant said earlier, wherever you are, especially in Canada and around the world, you're in 120 something countries. There's a Salvation Army that could use a kettle shift from you wherever you are. So hopefully you will jump on and do a couple before Christmas Eve. Guys, thank you for having coffee with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers. Have a great day, everybody.
That's right, yeah.
Are you on to cup number 2, Chad?
I am, and it's almost empty already. I'll need
there you go. All right. Have a good day,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.